Hello. Hello, friends. Good evening. Are you ready to talk about credit cards? Because I am. Okay. Okay. How's everyone doing? Thanks for joining me today, as you can see on the top of my computer. Monday, June the 24th, 8:03 p.m. Texas time. You're welcome. And today we are going to talk about credit cards, keep or cancel. Since we all love cancel culture, this should be right up everyone's alley. I want to talk about my favorite credit cards that I hate, credit cards that I think are ridiculous, but in a good way. Just credit cards, and of course, ways that you can use them to maximize and so that you can keep them. So that's what we will talk about today. Very exciting. Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining. Hey, Fish. Thanks for saying what up. Feel free to put any questions in the chat. Good to see you. Good to see some of you. Any questions you have? Any comments? I'm easy. Also, if you have a question about a credit card and you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. Maybe one that you've been on the fence about, or you don't know if you should apply, or if you don't know if you want to keep it or not. That's what today's discussion is about. So let's dive right in. Okay. So, oh God, this is really good. This is, oh my God, I spilled it all over myself. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's freezing. Well, I'm gonna have to cancel my pants, but let's see what else we have to cancel today, credit cards wise. I was gonna say this is a really good drink because it has 0 alcohol in it, but it has way too many bubbles in place of it, so I can't win. I just can't win, and I spilled it all over myself. But I guess that's what kind of video this is going to be. Okay, let's get started. I think one of the interesting questions that a credit card churner, which I imagine some of you are credit card churners, one of the more interesting questions that you're probably going to get a lot is, how many credit cards do you have? And if you get that question, you'll probably be perplexed or conundrumized or flabbergasted or nonplussed or any of these words. But certainly, conundrumized should be a word, but it isn't. Certainly, you're not going to know the answer right away because it's kind of a trick question. And so what you should shut someone down when they say that. You should throw beer on them or on yourself and say, the question isn't how many credit cards do I have, it's how many credit cards have I had at any time. So as you can probably see on this desk over here, there are hundreds of credit cards that I've had in my life. That wasn't a very good view of it, but there have been a lot. And so, for me, yeah, I've had a lot of credit cards. obviously. Um, but not all of them are still active. So we got to talk about that. We got to talk about that. And so I made a little table, and we can discuss a little bit. Again, like I said, feel free to ask any questions, or, you know, let me know if there's a card that you're interested in talking about. So I'm going to talk about which ones I think are the ones that you should keep, and the ones that you should call the bank and tell them you want to get rid of. Of course, canceling is an art in and of itself. You should never just cancel a card. You should try to get a retention bonus if you can. And then before you get that retention bonus, ask yourself, what is the lowest amount of a bonus that they'll give me that I should accept? So, we'll talk about some of those things. I guess a really good card to start with is the Frontier, the Frontier MasterCard, from the Barclays Frontier MasterCard. On this card is, I only just got this today. Oh, the humanity. Yeah, that's Hugh, the manatee. Okay, I'll see myself. Okay. This is a good card. Why? No annual fee. And it's Barclays. Okay. You want to get good in their system. It's hard. For a while, I was completely shunned by them, and I'm glad that they have invited me back. Just having this card will get you to that silver status, or that second layer, I can't remember what it's called, of Frontier. So that's pretty powerful. That means you can kind of get that next, you'll be in group 2 when you're when you're moving up in seats. Of course, like if you're flying Frontier, you're probably not going to be paying for all the extras like reserving a seat, so it can be valuable. Yeah, and it has a manatee on it, so that's pretty important in my book. So I'm going to say you should keep the Barclays Frontier MasterCard. It's just a great card. You'll get points, miles, that sort of thing. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so we talked about that one. I want to talk about Amex Gold. $250 annual fee. For what? My question. I mean, yes, you get the 4X for restaurants, but who eats, right? Of course, that helps when you're buying gift cards at restaurants. So there's that. And then, of course, there's the grocery thing. But the grocery thing is limited to $25,000. And that's just a handful of $500 Home Depot gift cards at your local H-E-B. And even if you're getting all of those points, you still have to pay $250 for this annual fee. And what, they also give you like Shake and Bake or whatever that place is, Shake Shack. Yeah, you can do that. Maybe a little Uber. But of course, the Uber is in the coupon book style. And the card isn't even platinum. I'm going to say no. I think the annual fee is too high. So this, for the duck, would be a cancel. Amex Rose Gold. It just is too expensive. Of course you should apply for it and get your welcome bonus. But you shouldn't be paying for it, unless they'll tell you that if you call for a retention offer and they'll say, yeah, um, you can go ahead and keep it for another year, and if you spend, $3,000, we'll give you $200 back, or 20,000 membership rewards, something like that. Yeah, but if they're not going to do that, get rid of it. Dump the damn thing. Not worth it. Not in my opinion. In my humblest of opinions. Okay, let's talk about another card. Let's see. Yes. JP Morgan, Ritz-Carlton. A beautiful card. And of course, the old metal. What a sound. It's just a good card. And if you are grandfathered into it the way I was, you probably only have the $350 fee. Of course, now it's $450, maybe even $500. But it's just pretty valuable in my opinion. You'll get that annual free night at a Marriott, and of course there's lots of Marriotts, and Marriotts are nice. I was just in Germany, and I was at a beautiful hotel, and they upgraded me. You'll get your Platinum Elite status. I think maybe you won't. I don't know how I have that. I think yeah. But it's just a really good card. You'll get the 6x points for Marriott. You'll get the $300 annual airline incidental credit, which you can use on pretty much anything. Multiple Frontier flights, you can just call them the incidental. It will more than pay itself back, and it's just so dang cool. Highly recommend it. And if you get it, don't get rid of it. One day it might become even more expensive, maybe $700, and they might grandfather you in at your 450 level. I'll never get rid of this card. Not ever. And on the back, they call it a JP Morgan card, not a Chase, if you look carefully at the backs, which I kind of like, because, just a little more fancy. It's a little more fancy. This is a good card. I recommend it. The Duck recommends. And on that line, on that same note, I also recommend the Amex Marriott Brilliant card. This is a fantastic card. It's very similar. It's almost the Amex. It's almost the twin to the JP Morgan Ritz-Carlton. And it has some pretty powerful benefits. They're very similar. So you'll also get that free night up to 50K points. They also give you a $300 benefit, although their $300 benefit is on restaurants. Sorry. So I recommend buying gift cards at those restaurants and selling them to the Duck, obviously. It's just a pretty good card. It's a pretty good card. Now, it's more expensive. What is it? It's $450. It could even be $550. I think it is. But it's pretty powerful. And when you hold both of them, it just works really well. Especially if you're a Vegas person like me. Now that Marriott is in conjunction with a lot of the MGM properties that Hyatt used to be, it just works really well. This is the kind of card that even if the retention offer they give you, which you should try anyway, whether you're not going to do it, whether you're going to do it or not, whether you're going to cancel or not, I would just keep it anyway. I would say, well, I know there's no retention, but I changed my mind. It's a powerful card. Um, you'll get lots of points, obviously. It works well on the flues platform if you're a flueser. Um, great card. Great card. Duck recommends. Duck recommends. You'll get your money back. As long as you get your money back in some kind of value, I recommend it. Okay. Next one. This little bad boy. I do love this card. This is, of course, the Apple Titanium credit card. Well, technically, it's the Goldman Sachs Apple Mastercard. It's pretty freaking cool. Not only does the titanium look good, you're getting 2% back and no annual fee. That makes it pretty powerful. If you're using it with Apple Pay, at Dollar General, for example, you'll be getting 2% back at Dollar General. And there's lots of gift card deals there. And of course, the fact that it's this nice titanium card that has no number on it is pretty unique, and just no annual fee. And of course, when you get your cash rewards right away, you don't have to wait till the end of the statement. And they'll usually go, if you have the savings account, they'll go right into the savings account. That's 4.5%. There's just a lot going for this card, and I really value it. So I'm going to say you keep that card. There's no reason to ever close it. The Goldman Sachs Apple MasterCard. Very good card to have. Okay. That's a good one. Now, a lot of these cards, you don't have to make a choice because they were canceled by, they got removed by the card issuer themselves. This one right now. The Chase Slate card. This card is so stupid. What a waste of the 524 slot with the slate card. This was at least 10 years ago when I applied for it. And even though, I don't think it gives it any benefits at all. If you have this card, and it's not going to hurt your credit score too much, I say get rid of it. You shouldn't have even had it in the first place. I'm not even going to put it on the cancel chart because you shouldn't have had it in the first place because it's just too freaking stupid. Okay, so that's definitely a cancelable card. If you ever made that mistake of getting it. Let's see what else. Ah, yes. I'm not okay. Do not cancel this one if you got it. This is the Wells Fargo Propel World. First of all, this car looks cool as all get out. It's black with the gold horses on it. Just a badass card. You get the $100 annual incidental benefits. You can't apply for it anymore, so you should keep it if you have it. It has like a $175 annual fee, but it's worth it what you'll get in the benefits. That's my opinion. So, beautiful card. Stunning. Duck approves. Okay. Let's see what other one we have. I mean, there's a lot more good ones than I thought. Okay. We need to talk about the Amex Hilton Honors Aspire. I'm going to say get rid of this card. It's too expensive. It used to be, what, $450? Now it's $550. Yes, you'll get that diamond status at Hilton, but everyone gets diamond status at Hilton. I mean, I don't even know anyone who isn't a diamond status. When something like that is just, it's oversaturated, and it's problematic in my point of view. Yeah, you'll get 12x Hilton points for each thing, but Hilton points are so low, low value. They're almost like half of what a point should be. So if you have like 15,000 Hyatt points, that's sort of equal to 30,000 Hilton points. So yeah, the number is higher, but it's still the same quality. Other than that, this card really doesn't give too many other benefits that you wouldn't overlap with your other Amex cards. And I personally am just not really a fan of Hilton. I know a lot of people are. Of course, Waldorf Astoria is really nice, that sort of thing. I recommend getting this card, getting a huge bonus, welcome bonus, and then canceling it. It's just, it's too expensive to keep it. So yeah, I would say get rid of Amex Hilton Honors Aspire. Not doing it for me. Not doing it for me at all. What else do we have here? One of these cards I can't believe I ever got. Yes. City Costco Anywhere Visa. One of the best cards there is. There's no annual fee if you have your, city status. I mean, your Costco membership. But why wouldn't you? You're going to get 2% back on, your Costco purchases, but you'll also get the 4% on gas. And maybe if you're using Flues or something and you get some kind of a gas purchase, it could be thousands of dollars worth of gas that you could put on this. And of course, it's Citi. Citi's one of the most valuable issuers. I value it more than Chase. And I value Amex first, then Citi, then Chase, based off of the kind of benefits that I get. You want Citi cards, even though they're stupid, as a bank. They can be very lucrative if you use them correctly. And this card, with its fabulous benefits, and its reward points, it just makes it such a great card. And there's no need to tell them to even ask to cancel this card. Just don't do it. I love that card. I was just at Costco this morning, and it's always a good time there. Always, always, always. Of course, the Grand Dam, the Amex Platinum card. Yes, this is my very sad one that used to be yellow, but it expired in September of last year. But if you so I couldn't renew the yellow version of the platinum card. But of course, I have many platinums over the years, um, and tend to keep most of them active. Well, some of them. Amex Platinum, you can't go wrong with it. You should probably have at least one personal card and at least one business. But you can have many business cards. There are people with 99 of them. If you can find a way to get those benefits from them, it's a little harder to get that from Dell these days, what with Xbox not being so readily redeemable. Of course, Xbox is a great gift card that you can always sell to the Duck. Just make sure you're using your benefits. Remember, right now we are at the end of the halfway point of 2024, so you should have already taken your benefits, your halfway benefits. So on your Amex Personal, you should have gotten your like Saks Fifth Avenue, a $50 gift card for the Duck. You sell it to me. Or your airline incidentals. So, use that $100 or $200 on Southwest Airlines for your refundable fare to put it in your bank, or United. You could do those too. Just make sure you're using them, because if you don't use it, you lose it. So those are usually halfway through the year, and you have a few days left. So use them. Get the benefits. They're very expensive, these cards now. Remember when they were $400 a year? The Duck remembers. And now what are they, like almost 800? It's ridiculous. So they're harder and harder to justify. If you have too many, call. See if they'll do a retention of some sort. Probably don't keep all of them if you're not able to maximize the benefits. Of course, getting them the first time and getting a huge 100 or 150 or even 250 K membership rewards is optimal, and it does happen. So get them, keep them for a year, try to maximize their benefits, and if you can't justify all of them, let them go. So we love Amex. Okay. Let's see what other cards we have today. Yes. We love this card. Citi, American Airlines, the Citi AA Executive MasterCard. This card is awesome. You get the Admirals Club access as long as you're flying on AA. You get great points, and you can use this on Costco, like online, because Costco lets you use a MasterCard online. Yeah, it's $450 a year, but the Admirals Club benefit and all of the AA rewards just really make this one work. And the fact that it's a MasterCard, which has lots of powerful opportunities. I love this card. And it has executive on it, and it looks freaking cool. So, yep. The Duck recommends Citi AA Executive MasterCard. One that I don't recommend is any other one, like a Citi AA Miles Up. It's like, why does that even exist? It's so stupid. Yeah, it has no annual fee, and it's a good gateway into American Airlines, but it's not going to give you the Admirals Club access. So I'm going to say don't get that other one, but keep this one. Definitely keep that one. And speaking of city, I need to talk to you about the City Prestige. Yeah. City Prestige. It's been a long journey for me in City Prestige. I have some very old versions of that card when it first came out. At one time, it was similar to the City Chairman card. And then they got rid of the City Chairman and they came out with City Prestige. And I got it right away. And it used to be that they had it backwards. So they would have the card reader on the front, which was just a little odd. And if you look at the old one, it even says at the very bottom that this had Admirals Club access too. So that was when this card was just so powerful and so amazing. Now it has been, almost completely neutered. There's very little of it left. Its good points are that it's a MasterCard, and it'll generally have a large credit line. It's one of the cards that they'll put their credit lines on, not like their City Double Cash. But one of the best attributes of it is the 5x on restaurants. So that's just really, really great. If you're buying a lot of like gift cards at a restaurant or something, it can be really powerful. Here's the way the card looks now. It's metal, and it has the stripe on the back, and it no longer has Admirals Club access. Another good thing about this card, interesting thing, is that it is no longer available to apply for. So I'm really just on the fence with this one, and I can't figure out if I should keep it or get rid of it. If you have an idea for me, let me know. But I think it's time to let this one go. It's just a shadow of what it used to be. It is cool, but it's too expensive. And unless you're actively using the restaurant part, which I don't, this card has little to no promise anymore. And it's really sad. It's sad to watch a card that used to be really amazing sort of lose its luster. But what are you going to do? That's the life cycle of credit cards these days, in my opinion. And of course, need I say anything about this one? The Chase World of Hyatt Visa Signature, the Grand Dam, my absolute 100% most favorite credit card in the world. It just has so many benefits. When I look at my spreadsheet at the end of the year and look at the benefits that I've gotten, all of the free breakfasts, the Globalist, the upgraded rooms, it just goes on and on and on. The partnership with American Airlines, the free night certificates, they just seem endless. I constantly have them. I just booked another one for Rio. I'm going to be in Vegas in a few days, and I'm just going to be at the Rio because I just have too many certificates. It's just, the value is tremendous. And for, what is it, like $100, 120, something like that, it's a very inexpensive annual fee. And it's Chase, so it's just such a good card, reliable. It usually lets you have a large credit line, and of course Hyatt, in my opinion, is the best chain of hotels in the world. and just fantastic card. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's flusable. It's it's just so powerful, and it's the best card there is. Best card. You keep this card. Never, ever let it go. That one, the business version and the personal. They're just too good. They're just too good. I'm never letting that go. Not ever. Not ever. There's some other cards here that are kind of weird that we can talk about. One that I don't like is the Amex Amazon business one. I'm not even sure why I applied for it. I think it was because of the yeah, they must have had a welcome bonus of some kind. It was probably like $50. I don't even remember. And it sounds like something I'd apply for. This card, it has no annual fee. And yes, it gives you points on Amazon, but why would you be using a credit card on Amazon anyway? Amazon, you should be using gift cards that you bought in some way. No, there's also a certain amount of, there's a set amount of cards you can have with Amex. Like you can't have too many different brands. And so people say that these kinds of cards eat into your allowance. Of course, there's a business version of this, and I think there's a regular one too. But I would say can this card. Just get your bonus from it and let it go. I know it has no annual fee, but it's just so stupid, and it just takes up your space with Amex. So don't do it. Don't keep it. Let it go. Just let it go. Now this one is probably my second favorite. Capital One, Spark, Business. Wow, wow, wow. What a card. There are so many good things about this card. It's a charge card, so it'll allow you to do huge amounts of purchases. It makes it Amex-like in that respect. You're going to get your 2% cash back, right away. Capital One can be tricky to work with. They can be a bit of a pain. You're always having to prove that what you're doing is legitimate. But once you're on their good side and you've proven consistent spend and pay down, you're pretty much golden. It's just a very powerful card. But it's like $150 a year annual fee. That's very low, in my opinion, for a powerful 2% charge card. This card will let you do things that you can't do on normal credit cards. If you want to spend $100,000 in a month, you can't do that on a Citi Double Cash that only gives you like $5,000 credit limit, because you can't cycle on those. But these you can cycle on. In fact, you're encouraged to cycle on them, because that's what they want you to hurry up and pay the charge card down, and then they will replenish your credit line. It is fantastic. This card is amazing. 2% on everything. They'll pretty much let you do whatever you want. Once you're good with them, you keep this card forever. Capital One, Spark Business. And for that matter, also, Capital One, Venture X. Wow, both cards. Venture X is incredible. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. What can you say against this card? It also gives you 2% cash back. Just tremendous. However, well, it's not cash back. It's in like their little reward system where so you can get flights. You know how many Frontier flights I've gotten out of this, and or just any flights all around the world or hotels, whatever. Uh, Now this one is more expensive. It's a 450 annual fee. Um, but my good God, just the power of this card. Um, it also gives you the annual sort of airline incidental credit as well. Like what was it, like $200, something like it's something pretty good, where you can just book a flight or something. I think that's what it is. No, was that's on City Prestige. Wait, this one does something like that too. I can't exactly remember, but it does give you something to that effect. Yeah, and it gives you access to the amazing Capital One Cafe or Capital One Lounge at various airports. And you can name your friends. So and I know there's a couple of people in the DuckDeals group who I since I'm very generous, sometimes well they did pay me, but I they gave me a tip. They gave me a tip. I sort of rent out my access to it and say, here, you can have an authorized user card, and you don't need to use it or anything, and you shouldn't use it, but just go and treat yourself to the Capital One Cafe. That is incredible. So now you're able to multiply that Capital One Lounge, it's not the cafe, access to friends or family, even if you're not there with them. That's incredible. And it's, unlimited, not like the way Delta is these days. You got to keep that card. That is a very powerful card. There's no reason to turn that card down. Yeah. Let's see what other ones I have that are really good. Okay. The Citi Best Buy Visa. No, it's a dumb card. I'm sorry. I mean, I get it. Oh, hey, friend. What the duck? Yes, that's what I'm thinking when I see the Citi My Best Buy. What the duck? Not a good card. It gives you these horrible certificates that are so complicated to redeem, and it's only for more Best Buy stuff. I know it has no annual fee, and this card I didn't even have to cancel it. Just one day they sent me a letter and said, you haven't used it in like 5 years, and I was like, well, of course I didn't, because it's stupid. So no, that card just sort of went away. Of course, I know when we're dealing with gift cards, there's just a lot of great deals at Best Buy, but use something else at Best Buy. You don't need these things. I know it looks good with like a 10% or whatever, but you're never going to, it's just so ridiculous. I mean, I guess, okay, it's hard. I did it before, and they turn it into these certificates, your rewards, and you have a certain amount of time to use them, and you're playing this game where you're canceling it and like refurbishing the certificate, and it just becomes a big mess. It's more trouble than it's worth. It's more trouble than it's worth. I'm gonna say no. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let it go. It's dumb. The day will come when you're buying a house and they look at your credit cards and they're like, what the heck? What the duck? And they're like, how do you have so many of these? And what is this Best Buy Citi card? And you're like, oh my God, do I still have that? And they're like, yes, you still have that. So just get rid of it. It's just stupid. I don't know why I even got it in the first place. Well, I do know why I got it in the first place. But yeah, it's just dumb. Okay. Citi Double Cash. One of the classics. You keep this card. Keep it as long as you can. It's kind of stupid, the whole oh, we give you 1% now and then you pay it because it's kind of hard to reconcile, but they pay it. And when it's in thank you points, it's actually a little better. I like the way they've set that up. Thank you points you can redeem for more gift cards, like those Apple deals when they come around, or book yourself a nice first class flight. Um, this card is powerful. It's 2%, it's no annual fee, and it's city. And that makes it a little bit better than that Apple card that also is 2% and no annual fee, because that one isn't like flusable, and that one you can't do debit phone, so phone, you can't pay by phone with debit card. So that card is not as powerful as this one. You want to keep your city. Double cash. So let's do that. Keep that a bad boy. I like it. What else do we have? I have some weird ones in here. The City AT&T Points Plus. This card is just too stupid to even cancel. I mean, it's no annual fee, that's right, but it barely gives you anything. I only did it for the welcome bonus, and now I'm stuck with it forever. I mean, with no annual fee and with a city credit line, and the fact that it's a MasterCard really helps. You can use it on Costco, that sort of thing, or Western Union when that was a thing. It had a little promise at one time, but now I'm thinking it's just too dumb. You should get rid of it. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to call him tonight. But of course, if you have the Citi AT&T Access MasterCard or its predecessor, or precursor, sorry, the other one, Citi AT&T, I can't remember what it was called. They're both pretty powerful. That gives between 2 or 3%, just depending on how stupid Citi decides it's going to be for the night, on online purchases. And of course, we do a lot of gift card online purchases. So that card is pretty fabulous if you ask me. Citi AT&T Access Card. Very, very powerful. It comes out as thank you points. You don't even have to do anything AT&T related on it. Keep it. Keep that card. Yeah. I've got some other funny ones in here. I love the Free Spirit card from BOFA, Bank of America. This card is pretty powerful. This one is the sister card to the Frontier Humanity card that we talked about a moment ago. This one will also get you that Tier 2 status with Spirit, which is, similar. But it can also get you a like a companion pass, and it does something else really special. I don't know why I'm blanking on it. It has no annual fee, obviously. Or it might have. I don't know. I don't think it shouldn't. Mostly it's for that status. And if you get a little further on your status, they'll give you free drinks while you're flying. It's also the only card that's recyclable, and it's super, super flimsy and tiny. It's like a piece of paper that was folded in half. It's the antithesis of any of these metal cards. It's just kind of funny. Yeah, and if you're on Spirit a lot, like I am, It's a MasterCard too, and with Bank of America, it's pretty powerful in my opinion. This is a keeper. Um, it's just, if you find that you've run out of credit lines on other cards, then just and you still need to spend 3,000 tonight for some reason, just put it on your Spirit card and be done with it. And be done with it. I like it. I like Bank of America. The BOFA, free Spirit, MasterCard. No reason not to keep it. None whatsoever. It's a good card. But not all of them are good. Some of them, of course, went their own way long ago. Remember there was the Amazon from Chase Bank? That was interesting for a while. Oh, yes. Amex Delta. We need to talk about Delta. Amex Delta is a pretty amazing card. Of course, you can get these, if you have these, the special one that was made out of a plane. I have a love-hate relationship with it. First of all, it's very expensive. What is this one, like $550 now? $600? I don't even know anymore. It's beautiful, yes. It gets you the Delta Sky Club access, but that's limited now, as of this year or last year or something. Now you only can have a handful of times you can go, unless you spend a lot. You have to spend a lot on this card, which is not floozable really, and it's very expensive. And if you're not really working towards the status on Delta, it may not be worth it. So I find it really hard to part with this card. First of all, it's just too beautiful. And I know it's going to get me the Delta spend that I need and qualifiers that I need to get that Delta Diamond status, that sort of thing. But sometimes I just don't have time for it, and I'm too busy with Hyatt, that sort of thing. So you have to really, this one's a really tricky one. This one, that's tricky. I don't really know. I'm gonna put it like here. I'm inclined to keep it, but only with a really good retention. Retention only. And I would say, yeah. So this one's a little special. It's just gotten too expensive, and Delta has also sort of they've been acting up these past couple of years, and they're not as valuable as they used to be, and it's kind of sad to see that happen. So obviously I have a million more cards and we can go through all of them, but it's been an hour, and I just wanted to give you not so much a hard and fast rule. Obviously everything is different, depending on what you like, and what you need and what your uses are. But I wanted to go through this exercise to at least get you thinking about what is valuable to you and what is sort of hoarding of credit cards. And I don't think you should hoard your credit cards just to say that you have so many credit cards. It will come back at you in some way, and it will make your life complicated. And if you have too many cards, you might not even notice if one is being, tampered with in some way or having fraud problems with it. It could affect how you get a mortgage. It could affect if your issuer wants to give you more credit cards? What if there's a really fabulous new Amex? And then Amex is like, well, you already have too many cards with us. You've reached your max. And so you should be, even though some of these have no annual fee, you should probably spend some time looking at what you have at your portfolio and deciding what should probably go, what could I cancel. And you might be surprised, even just calling to, and then always asking, maybe there's a retention, just listening to their spiel. Maybe you can keep it and even get a bonus out of it for the next year. So you never know. But it's an exercise you should be doing, always evaluating. Just don't just keep them forever. Evaluate, analyze, see what works for you and see what doesn't. Learn from mistakes. Some of these, like that Slate card, oh my God. Some of them you should, I even have a Capital One Quicksilver in here somewhere. I'm too embarrassed to even show it to you. I don't even know why I did that. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, some of them are a bad idea. And I know I've also fallen prey to getting cards that I think are just cool looking. This is one that I really regret getting rid of. The City Sears MasterCard. This one. Ugh, why was I so dumb? I should have analyzed it better when I got rid of it. It gives out great seasonal bonuses that can be extremely lucrative for a card that has no annual fee. So sometimes I've made mistakes with cards that I got rid of because maybe I wasn't thinking of it carefully, as carefully as I should have been. Like when I opened up this bottle and spilled it all over myself. So thank you for joining me tonight and talking to me about the credit card world. And I hope it just got you thinking, at least, about opening beer bottles correctly and analyzing your cards. So I hope that was informative and maybe at least a little entertaining. And because that's my job. Of course, I can help you with any credit cards you have that you need spend on. Talk to me. Look at the DuckDeals Telegram chat, and we can talk about ways of getting spend on them. And that's what I like to do. Yes, thanks, my friends, and you all have a good evening too. I'm heading to Vegas in a few days. I'm gonna make some fun videos over there, and just lots more exciting days to come. So thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night. Bye.